Anyone seen Arsenal? Ramsdale, Tomiyasu, White, Saliba, Holding, Gabriel, Zinchenko, Fabio Vieira, Odegaard, Jorginho. Can you hear?
You see the happiness here. Can you see the happiness that Arsenal lost a cup tie and are out of a tournament? Can you see the happiness here?
Jorginho, Partey, Xhaka, Nelson, Saka, Gabriel Jesus, Trossard, Martinelli.
The whole squad with the duck noises as well. Killer, killer.
Gunnosaurus. Can you hear me, Gunnosaurus? Piers Morgan, Kim Kardashian, Laura
Kim Kardashian.
Woods, Darren Bent, Martin Keown, Rufy, the producer Gordon, Rufy. Can you hear me in there? Can you?
They're going in. They're going in. It's been built up. Like Arsenal losing games, the pressure builds up. Those 5 straight wins after their collapse a few weeks ago is building that pressure up. Let's take a look here at O'Hara when the penalty miss happened. Take a look at this and tell me these men ain't fearful of the rise of Arsenal.
Will that miss be? Can Aaron Ramsdale come to Arsenal's rescue? No, he can't.
Look at the smile on his face. Look at the smile on his face.
And Arsenal.
Look at that there. That there. That right there tells you everything you need to know. Now, of course, they're rivals of Arsenal. They should be feeling like this. But you can see the joy, the adulation, the euphoria, the relief more than anything that they have gone and lost. Look, they're not even on air at this point. You can just see it.
Sporting coaching staff run to the corner to celebrate with their supporters. Ramsdale, who was locked.
And you know why this is there. And I mean this in the nicest possible way. Everybody is scared of the rise of Arsenal. And Arsenal fans need to hold on to that during this period of disappointment after being knocked out of not the Carabao Cup, the Europa League. And there is disappointment because it is a failure to not win it. Every big club who's in it that doesn't win it, it's an individual failure within your season. But it's about not throwing baby out with the bathwater. Of course, I celebrated when you went out. I didn't want to play you. You're a damn threat. Of course, Spurs fans celebrated. It's one less trophy you're gonna pull further away from them. Of course, the other top 6 rivals are gonna celebrate because the thought of Arsenal being back scares them. Under their bed, calling their mummies, please come save us. Of course it scares them. Scares me. I'm one of them. I've just learned to deal with it. But it's all about the bounce back from Arsenal. Let's take a little listen here to what Simon Jordan had to say about the response Sunday from this Arsenal team.
On paper, it's a lot.
And before you do that, make sure you're hitting the like button. Make sure you're subscribing. Make sure that you've clicked the bell notification button. It's so important. And turn notifications on your phones, on your computers, your desktops, your Macs, whatever it may be. So you know when we upload and you know when there's more content coming out because YouTube won't tell you by yourself. And even then, check the page 3 times a day and press refresh because they still don't show everybody when we go live. Less than 10% of our subscribers get notifications a month. That's 30,000 notifications a month. We've got 310,000 followers. Get it done. And also follow the Top 6 podcast. Another upload coming tonight. Scan that QR code on the screen or subscribe via the link in the description below. But let's take a listen to Simon here.
Austin, really, over the 2 games, there was not much between the 2 sides. They've already proven the game that most people would have thought would have started the capitulation was the second half lesson they got handed by Man City.
Yeah.
And they did. There was a golf in class.
True.
But they haven't. They've come back from that and they've bounced back. And I think that they're still very much in control of their own destiny for obvious reasons. They have the points in the bank and others do not. We will see whether Jesus comes back in, adds value. Eddie Nketiah has dropped out now because he's injured and he was part of a squad that was doing well, albeit some people would say that he doesn't score enough goals.
Go back and just listen to that bit again.
And they bounce back. And I think that they're still very much in control of their own destiny for
And this is it. And I think Simon Jordan has hit the nail on the head here. As much as I enjoyed the stream last night, I enjoyed kind of laughing at Arsenal going out. Why would I not? I'm a Man United fan. Why would I not? Arsenal fans, I know you will get that watching. But it's about the bounce back. And for me, there was nothing about yesterday's performance that makes me think Arsenal are doomed here. They're going to fall apart. When they lost to City and then went in the FA Cup and then went on to not win in 3 subsequent Premier League games, everybody said the world was over for Arsenal. They bounced back. Last season, after a terrible start, a terrible middle, and a terrible run towards the end of the season, Every single time this Arsenal team has been written off. Every single time this Arsenal team is looked at as failures. They're never going to bounce back from it. And each time they've got better and better and stronger each time. I don't think, I want to call something out here, and I want to be really, really honest about this. This isn't a blessing in disguise in relation to Arsenal now having less games so they can go on and win the Premier League. I think having 2 games a week is very good for rhythm when you have a squad as good as Arsenal's is right now. I really do think it's good for that. But I do believe this will build extra character in them. Mikel Arteta doesn't give me the vibe that he's a type of manager and that he has built an ethos around his club where they're going to capitulate after losing an important game. I also don't buy into the notion that Arsenal Football Club are not disappointed. Arsenal Football Club are not angered, frustrated, annoyed, disappointed, upset, whichever word you want to use, at going out last night. I think Arsenal fans are hurting because of it. But equally, most Arsenal fans are not going to throw baby out with the bathwater. You can have very high standards of winning major trophies. You can love the manager at your football club. You can think that you're moving in the right direction. And at the same time as thinking and feeling all of this, you can be disappointed, frustrated, and angry at failing to win a particular tournament. These two thought processes can exist inside your brain simultaneously. There's no rule or manual to say they can't exist. In fact, I think it's more abnormal, a little strange maybe, to not think both these things at the same time. Whether you want to call it critical thought, whether you just want to call it being a human being, those two things can exist. So I don't buy this notion and nonsense from certain gooners, a very small percentage, by the way. Doesn't matter. We'll have Champions League football next year. This tournament is pointless. I don't think they're right. I also don't like the idea of people throwing baby out with the bathwater. Let's change everything. Let's sack people. Because I think gooners care. Take a look here at Egal and tell me if gooners do not care about this game last night. What is the face all about, though, Egal? What? You were right. Dead. I think Egal believes he can sing. I'm not going to lie to you. I think he does.
Come on, Gabriel Martinelli. Gabriel Martinelli's about to strike it. Come on, Martinelli.
Confident.
Come on.
Come on.
Oh, my God. He saved it.
Is that the face of somebody that thinks this is a Mickey Mouse trophy that they don't want to win? No. And Egal's right to be disappointed. I give him massive props for that. So that's the right behavior to this. It's a nonsense. People don't care. But equally, people can sometimes want to act like they care more than they really do. Take a little listen to this call.
This was our best chance to win a trophy, and I think we bottled it. I'm not convinced that we're going to win the league. And Jason, I agree with you. I feel that Arteta's decision-making is terrible. His in-game management is not good enough. If we had Pep or Klopp in charge...
So talking here about if we had Pep or a Klopp or a better manager, we win today. Now, Pep and Klopp are better managers than Mikel Arteta. We kind of know this. But they're unattainable for you. Again, this throwing baby out with the bathwater. And this is what football's become. And I'm trying to push back. I want to hear emotional responses to losing games. Because fans should care. But this notion of, right, he's lost this game, that's it, sack him. With the season they're having is absolutely ridiculous. It really, really is. You can be really happy with the direction you're going in and disappointed with today's result at the same time. Why are football fans complicating things so much?
Oh! Roman Abramovich instance at Chelsea. Roman Abramovich wasn't going to make any money from selling Chelsea because he was sanctioned. He said that he wanted to sell the club to the right custodians, the right people who were going to, develop what he had started. We haven't heard anything like that from the Glazers at all. We can't be sure. We don't know what their criteria is for who they want to sell the club to.
The most amount of money possible.
Will it be the right person, or will it just be whoever puts the most money on the table? Now,
that's exactly what it's going to be.
Now, if it was just down to money, you would think that the Qataris would be able to outbid anyone. I'd been told previously that the Qataris were going to be sensible. they weren't going to overpay wildly for Manchester United. But just in the last couple of days, the mood music has changed a little bit. And what I'm being told is that, look, the Qataris really, really do want Manchester United, and they are prepared to overpay. But I think any
prepared to overpay, what does this mean? Well, up until this meeting that have taken place in the last few days with the prospective buyers of Manchester United, the club's internal documentation, accounts, bank statements, and more importantly, the contracts with sponsors have not been revealed to anybody. The Qataris, Sir Jim, and everybody else now has access to this, meaning they can reassess how much they would be willing to spend on the football club. I also believed all along that the Qatari, I don't think that the Qataris will overpay by huge amounts. If it's valued at $4.5 billion, I don't see them paying 8, 9, 10 billion pounds, something crazy like that. Would they go to 6 billion? Probably. But they're never going to publicly state this until they have to. Why? Because then the share price of the company rises, meaning it's going to cost tens of, if not hundreds of millions of pounds more to buy all of the actually A shares that are on the stock market. The B shares are the voting rights. They have it the wrong way around. Not the wrong way around, but most companies it's the other way around. To buy all the A shares back, the more they say they're going to spend and willing to do whatever, the higher that price rises, the more money it's going to cost them. And although they've got seemingly an endless bucket of money, if they end up wasting 500 million pounds extra buying all the stocks back from individuals around the world that have them, that's 500 million pounds less they've got now to invest into Manchester United. I'd much rather than keep it cordial, keep the price down as low as possible, and stick that 2, 3, 4, 500 million pounds into training facilities, the stadium, the squad, the local community. This is exactly where we want to see the money. There's nothing I'm hearing now from Sky Sports that's a shock to me. I've been telling Man United fans for a week. There's a few, United accounts that keep pushing, oh, there's bad news, bad news, bad news. Until there's real bad news, stop panicking about it. The Qataris want Man United. They're prepared to pay a pretty penny. The Glazers want to sell for the right price. They want as much as possible. It's a process, and these processes can take an amount of time. But I'm glad now to see the wood for the trees coming through. The Qataris are leading this race. They're prepared to spend big money. The Qataris' only criteria, in my opinion, is big money. So we are moving where we want to be. But I do want your thoughts and feelings on it, people. United's takeover, really motoring on now. How do rivals feel about it? Is there a fear? Is there a concern or worry? People that care, debt-free, more money than ever, but then instilling the right people to run the football club. It's believed these individuals would do it. And if we're being run right with more money than anybody else, with the manager we've got, how do you think this is going to pan out for United and the rest of the Premier League? Leave us your comments below. Make sure you are subscribing to the Football Terrace. Until next time, take care. Goodbye. God bless. And I'll see you all again very, very soon. Bye-bye.